Hello and welcome to Healing Space with Gently Healing. I am Jen Tilley and I am so excited to be with all of you guys today. Hi, Zach, and hi, Willow. So nice to see you guys in here. And Sammy, yay! Nice to see you. Lots of love, and I love that you put all of the colors of the rainbow or our chakra systems in there, which is just really awesome. So good to be here with you guys. It's been a pretty active day, one of just meeting myself and also doing uh, some research, of what it is to transcend, what it is to meet yourself, how to prepare when we're meeting our shadows, and what all of that looks like. Hi, Robert. Yay. Nice to see you. And you're here. Yes. I want to make special thanks again for the beautiful music that you have put together for us. Like, I just so thoroughly enjoy being able to have something so like compiled together like that, where it just like kind of gives us moments to kind of all gather into this space, but it is like my music with your creation and how we're all creating together right now, and it is really cool to be able to have that. So Robert, thank you for doing that. It's just like still is just such a surprise, like still living in that surprise of you doing that, because I just had no clue. No clue. It was so cool. So yeah, so today, like, I did some study with the art of war. Have you guys ever heard of Sun Tzu's The Art of War? And there's some principles that are written in this book that is like Eastern kind of side of just principles that you can apply to your life to help you learn how to navigate and how to well, like I was saying, do transcending actions. What 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 happens is like that definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. None of this is going to just magically happen. It is going to take some doing. And I like the other thing that just like Yoda says, there's no try, there is only do. So I will often find in my shadow side is I'll be like, oh, but I'm trying to do it. And these are also the parts of lies that I tell myself because I would be doing if that was the case. The other thing that kind of came to mind too was the first step of knowing something is to not know. And I've shared with you guys that I have a hard time with criticism. So if I perceive criticism, there are other behaviors that I can jump into, which is like my 6-year-old version of myself, and it's not pretty and it's not great, but it is where I am. And it's undoing that and meeting myself as the adult today, and it's garnering the tools garnering the tools so that I can make the effective changes. I would say I am eternally grateful for the fact that I have somebody in my life that constantly not only just challenges me, but just well, the word that comes to mind is like calls me out for where I am and what I'm doing. And it is not in a negative aspect, it is out of love and care and kindness. But when I perceive something that could be like I've done wrong, it's that emotional lenses that I talk about, it distorts my reality. It does a twist. So in many ways, I'll think, oh, I'm being punished, but it's really me punishing myself. And I have created this beautiful world where where I'm not being punished anymore, and I'm not having those things in my life. And yet I will still habitually enact certain things. And I think that all of us, well, have our own habituations, and it's important for us to meet ourselves right there. So I thought today that I would share with you not only what Zach and I talked about, which was the art of war, because there was these things like, what am I supposed to expect this to happen? And it's no, it's not about the expectations. So. I just thought I would kind of talk about like the first principle. Well, I'll go over some of the can't show history. Maybe did I hit the wrong, sorry, I hit the wrong button here. Control C and doop, Control V. Wait, maybe it's not doing it. Control V. Oh yeah, it did it there. So the first one is that war is always possible. So really, like when we're going through working on our shadows, the fact is that we are on cycles. They are going to cycle back into our lives. And let me do this right here. And just being prepared for the fact that this is coming is very beneficial for us in the sense that we have these things that we potentially identify with when I talk about being irritable or angry or frustrated or anxiety. All of these aspects are things that we could identify ourselves with. These are also emotions. So with the emotions that are coming in and at play, it's saying, hey, there's something going on here. And in the next step that we should take is not to shoot from the hip and enact another emotion based on it. It literally, the next step is to bring in the logical mind, the logic or the thought, the thinking before the action and the pause. So this is, hold on. I wouldn't be surprised if my throat chakra will kind of pop up here and there, and that's kind of like how the process goes. But it says the art of war teaches us to rely not on the likelihood that the enemy is coming. So with that, it was like, don't expect this to happen, but in our own readiness to receive him, not on the chance of him not attacking, but rather on the fact that we have made our position unassailable. So so based off of this is just kind of keep yourself on the ready, keep yourself aware and bring awareness to your reality at all times. Anything is possible, guys. It is possible for you to actually enact the positive behavior. But when you're in that space, the first step is not knowing. But in order to know, it is then to take that step and to learn from that and to build, or the fact is that you already have this stuff inside of you. You are the answer. And unless you put yourself in the position and allow yourself the pause before you take the actions, you'll end up not enacting the highest version of yourself, if you will, the intention that you wish to have for your life, what you want to get out of your life. So when you make the preparations, it's just, anything's possible. You have a bunch of different entities running around in your life that you have identified with, and they want their time. They want to be able to come out and express themselves. And we're all things. All of it is in us. We can get ourselves to be pushed all the way to murderous rage if we put ourselves into the right position. So where are you at right now? And where are you at today? Because if you're in a place that this cannot, it cannot defeat you. You are the governor. And so I really, really love that. So war is always going to be possible. Rome is going to fall 6 times an hour. You're going to have opportunities all the time coming up within your life, because it is about you becoming the highest version of yourself, making your heart as light as a feather. So these things must be balanced within. So not going about it with fear, not having that anxiousness. So there's these certain steps that you can ready yourself, if you will, keep yourself aware that this is part of the journey, guys. There's no such thing as a break. This is just how it operates. As in, we talk about the genetic, the transgenerational DNA transfers, or the things that we've carried from past lives, that we are here to heal today. And now is the time. We've had all of these amount of years. It's always been us, and only we are the ones that are able to do it. But our position, though, is unassailable. So that leads into the principle 2. Whoops. I just deleted that. Well, I guess I will go with just this part here. I literally deleted it by accident. Control C. I hit Control V and then it deleted it. Edit, undo. Oh, something so simple as edit, undo, you guys. Who knew? I think it's that journey for me of learning, I shared this before, but I'm just learning how to do technology. For a long time, I just stayed really far away from it. I just thought, no, I'm learning everything with my hands. And I shied away from it. And now I'm having the opportunity to learn that. And it's really cool because I'm always in the position where I'm always wanting to learn more. So as I go through this, like I know that, but it's like actually applying it when I'm here in the space. So with principle 2 is watch for the warning signs of war. So it really is taking that moment before you take action. So you're watching for it to come about. So the rising of the birds is a sign of the ambuscade. Startled beast indicates that a sudden attack is coming. So really, if you are feeling that anxious feelings coming, or here you can see that you're being presented with this possibility of this war that is going on within yourself. I'm feeling this irritability. I'm now feeling the chemicals that are now released in my body. These are the birds. These are the things, the fight or flight mode that is happening within you all the time. So you're giving yourself the signs. You're doing the thing. You have the tools there at your fingertips. And it's just now reminding you, oh, here is this. So that when you're meeting yourself in the logical mind, because you sense the emotion, you're able to enact the next steps. So the next principle that we end up getting into is dun, 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 avoid war at all costs. And that really is, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Control V. Excuse me. What Sun Tzu said was, whoever is the first in the field and awaits the coming of the enemy will be fresh for the fight. Whoever is second in the field has to hasten to battle will arrive exhausted. So if you're already prepared for it, then you are ready for it. But if you are just caught off guard because you have not kept the awareness of what is actually going on in your reality, you will have to hasten to catch up. So you'll end up finding yourself in a position where you might decide to just shoot from your hip and not actually be enacting the behaviors that you would like to be actually doing for being able to create the life that you want. It really, when you think about war is everywhere. You have war and peace. If you are searching after peace, that means that you will also have war. This is duality that we're operating in. We're learning how to balance ourselves because it's not necessarily about peace that we're ultimately after. It's getting ourselves off of this warship. And if we are... and it's taking the time and the discipline and understanding that this is coming. So it's refining our tools. So when we are first to the fields, that we are already prepared for the fact that we already know that we have all the tools in place to be able to get through this. And that's what we're getting to. These are really amazing principles. And the truth is that all of this resides in us, but we will be prepared. If not, then we'll find ourselves not acting as the highest versions of ourselves. That's okay too, because that's just where you are. But you have the tools in order to make the effective changes. And this is just by choosing and picking your battles. Is this a battle that I want to fight? Is this even a battle at all, you guys? When we talk about the emotional lenses, it literally twists our reality. So up looks down and down looks up, and twisted all sides. And because of habituation, because of these past traumas that we haven't chosen to heal yet, we're here to do that. We're here to see them. The universe is going to be bringing them to us all the time, and we're all the time going to be getting the opportunities. So don't beat yourself up, because it's going to just be coming back again. And you want to be not exhausted from that, not like get all the cells in your body to act off of this old behavior. It's really placing yourself into the position of being able to know what battles you would like to pick, and what are actual battles, because many of them are not actually battles. So other than the battling of yourself. Oh, that's interesting. I got to go back over to this. I have two monitors here, so not only am I learning, but I'm also learning where I have quite the setup. It's very exciting. And it's quite easy, to be honest. So I'm getting it. So, knowing the place and the time of the coming battle, we may concentrate from the greatest distances in order to fight. So we can see what areas we're able to see it from all angles. And I think about this as the observer and also the governor. This is watching what's going on in your mind and also watching what's going on in your body. It's the body, mind, and spirit. If you are depressed, then most likely your systems are depressed, and you are looking at it from a distorted reality. So finding a moment where you see yourself where you're at and refining the tools. So you're picking the battles. Is this actually true? And that's where you bring in the logic of your mind. Hold on. It's so fun to go through this and watch myself. And just even when I talk about it, in my throat chakra just opening up even more and more as I talk to you farther and farther. So very good times. And knowing the angles that you're at, knowing the place and time of the coming battle. Now, if you're acting off of habituation, this means that you are going to want to enact that same behavior, but there is a different way. And so that gets us to 5. Oop, did it again. And here's the fly. Oh man, today I had quite my own little battle with the flies that were here. There was just too many in the house, and they were going after, Red Dog was very uncomfortable. And so I went and I got some apple cider vinegar and sprayed it around the house, and it got rid of most of them for the most part. So, that was correct. Control B. So, principle 5 is spend your energy wisely. It's not getting exhausted while you're in that space. I like control B. So, spend your energy wisely. If you are exhausted from the anxiety, or it's now. Okay, I'm gonna honor this fly for a moment. Yeah, I know we're in a battle. I get it, and I get your medicine. I hear it. We did the fly meditation the other day. And I understand seeing things from all different, I think that's what it's really trying to tell me is with the fly itself, there's possibilities, and there's always solutions within every space. So when you're not just prepared like war is going to come, it's that there is solutions everywhere, and the solution is you. And so by just having yourself not just on the ready, like, "Ooh, oh no, war is going to come at any moment." It's that you already know what you need to do. And when you do this work, like meditating on yourself and tuning your chakra systems and changing your neurological pathways by doing your self affirmations and begin that process of loving yourself, you will see that you are not having people that are fighting you. It is you that is fighting you. It is never your external reality. It is what's going on inside. And these aspects are just part of the world, like as this dualistic reality that we operate in. And that's okay. That's what we've chosen. And this is how we learn to heal it. Now, when your weapons are dulled, your ardor dampened, your strength exhausted, and your treasure spent, after chieftains will spring up to take advantage of your extremity. Really? Seriously? Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Chieftains will spring up to take advantage of your extremity. Then no man, however wise, will be able to avert the consequences that must ensue. So, and even coming back to this space, yeah, wise will be able to avert the consequences that must ensue. So you spend your energy wisely. You don't dull your weapons before it goes. Like you literally have that within you. So if you are running around and doing external things to your reality, you are being a caretaker, for example, and taking care of anyone but you. It is your time to be able to get through whatever stresses are coming your way. This is amazing. I've not had this fly have it so much wanting to be part of this space. What is it trying to tell me right now? Perhaps that, and especially because it's landing on my third eye and it's also landing on both of my eyes and my nose. So with that, it's talking about my mind and really the ability to be able to see. It's also letting me know about the wisdom and the twist that happens within the vision, and the sense, the other senses that are there. This is what I'm getting from the animal right now. And I know, like with animal medicine, you guys, that when they come in, they're asking to be heard. And especially with the fly, it's going to bug until you actually hear what it's having to say. And so within this space, when you're bringing things out to your external reality, things like thinking that it's somebody else, it's never the other person, it's always you. And so if you exhaust that energy outside of yourself, your weapons when needed will be dulled. Your ability to be wise and enact proper behavior within that space, the ones that is creating your reality, there will be consequences that will happen. Consequences in the sense that your prismatic reality. Okay, so now it's with my nose. What? Why with my nose? My sense of smell? What is it? What is it? What about my nose? Okay, still thinking on that. Thank you for bearing with me, guys. Like sometimes the animals, like especially when we call them in, definitely want to be heard, and I honor them in my space. And I also ask them to leave my space when it's time. But with the fly, I found the fly is very interesting because it just wants to be heard, and until you get it. And yeah, very fascinating. Got to think for a moment with these. So anyway, so when we were talking like principle 5, watch your energy, watch what you're doing with it so that you can be on the ready and not keep externalizing it. And principle 6, adjust the battle plan to end the war as fast as possible. So it's not repeating the tactics, not keep doing the same one over and over again, because everything is unique. Everything is coming at you as something that is new, a new angle, a new twist to it, a new way of seeing it. So do not repeat it. Even if you gain the victory one time, even if it seems like you won that one time, it's being malleable within your space. The world is fluidic. It is operating with flow, and yeah, it is a very, very, yeah, the art of war. It's finding that peace with yourself and also being malleable, not being afraid to change, not being afraid to try something different, allowing things to flow through you and understand that things are happening for you and not against you. When you begin to heal yourself and you start choosing you, people will vibrate out of your reality because they just can't be in that space anymore. They're in avoidance of self. And when they're not doing things to you, they're doing it to themselves. They're drinking their own poison. And so there will be points where you'll set your boundaries and the people will have to go, or the people will just go without you even saying, here is my boundary. You literally create that space within you, and not being afraid of that. So this one makes me think every loss is, or every win is oh, my alarm on my phone is going off. Hold on one sec. Did it do it? No, it froze me. Oh, man. Bear with me for one sec. I think you can still hear me, but I'm having some camera issues. Hold on one sec. Well, it seems that Zach has left the premises, and I don't know how to get my camera back on. It kind of booted it out. Let me try one more thing. I did it. Okay. All right. So I guess it was like technology coming at me. Maybe I need to call in some, well, it's the Arcturian energy, like bringing that in, so that I'm actually learning more and more about the technology. I did not know I had an alarm on my phone on Sundays, but I guess I do at 4:30. So I need to make note and change any alarms that are on my phone because I don't operate. Thank you, Willow. I appreciate that. It's like it's like I would say I affect electronics. It was like Gina had shared when I was like sharing, I'm already healing you. I already started the work, and next thing you know, a light bulb bursts. I so affect electronics. I can affect my car starting. I can affect so many aspects, and it's important for me to stay balanced and grounded. And so coming into this like podcast, it's like I was meeting, like my shadows earlier, and then I was like, I'm doing all this research and learning, even more about, different ways to be able to look at this reality differently. And so coming in and sharing things right away, I think I get a different semblance of, it feels like an insecurity, if you will, but yeah, I want so much to share, like here's where I'm at and here's what I've learned so far, and just kind of like whether it's like talking about my past stuff or whether it's talking about right now and today. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. So, all right. So let's get back on the principle 6, which is adjust the battle plan to end the war as fast as possible. I guess I adjusted my own battle plan in the sense that I couldn't rely upon Zach being here. He's gone somewhere, like he's not even here on the premises, and being able to figure that out myself. I always had the tools already inside of me. So do not repeat those tactics if they worked one time. I guess we already did talk about that one. So we would be on 7. Oh yeah, because it's right here. And I was going to go to Control V. Yeah, there. Yes. So this one is be prepared for the loss. Control C. Okay. So, Sun Tzu said that good fighters of old first put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the enemy. And yeah, I remember what I was saying right before the camera did that, which is every win is a loss and every loss is a win, and everything you got will be gone with the wind. This is quite the koan. And I think is very applicable for our lives. And it really is kind of like when you prepare for that, when you are not afraid of that, that again, the first step of knowing is to not know. And understanding that it is not you that will be defeated. It's not about defeat. And it's really not about winning either. It literally is about becoming the governor and balancing yourself in your life so that you can have peace, so that you can have happiness and sustainability with joy. And it's not always going to be like, there's no such thing as perfection. You know, like with my name, if you break it down, it literally means like the beautiful, perfect one. And is our names are our blessings and our curses. And that's one aspect of what Jennifer means. But you're constantly like in this striving for perfection. I remember like just being raised in the church, the Mormon church, and just like when I was about 12 years old, I would just like journal, and I would read, and I would look, and every day I would find where I just was getting things wrong, and I would get very frustrated with myself as I would like pray, and I'd repent every night for the things that I did wrong and all that kind of stuff. And it was just so hard because I think I just felt like I always had to strive for this perfection, and perfection, like I finally got to this point, like who was the definer of perfection? Like, is it my mother? Like if I was to use my mother's definition of perfection, I would tell you that is not perfect to me. And if I was to use my father's, that is not perfect to me. And then like, even if I could be perfect, that would make this life so boring. I mean, at what point would I actually want the perfection? But it's kind of interesting because oftentimes I still strive for it, you know? So the good fighters of old put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the enemy. So it is. Sometimes you sit back and you watch yourself, and it's if you take any of your life situations that come in, and oftentimes it's easiest to look at the people that are closest to us. The people that are closest to us, they love us and they care about us, and there's a reason that they're there. And if they're there and they don't, then you need to be thinking about, getting them out of your life. But for the most part, those that are there, they are there to show care. So the enemy that you're looking to defeat is the part of you that is not stopping and not keeping the balance within you. And it really comes to, I have that whole thing. When you have the thought that comes into your head, you start at kind of like the 0 point, the highest version of yourself, and then the thing happens. For example, I guess I could just pull out like a simple example. Like I said, I have sometimes hard time with criticism, and Zach will say something like, well, what was your thought process on going about it this way? And I mean, it's so logical and it's so like spelled out so well. But we're like these he's like this double Gemini, total logic mind, and I'm like this double Cancer, and it's very emotional. And I've been so grateful for like learning about the logical mind and learning how to balance myself and what that means and looks like, and learning how to operate the logic. So when he sometimes comes with the logic, it's his thoughts, but it was something like I used tap water for the dogs yesterday, and it was like to get the water. It's not too far, but I have to go to the back of the house and go. It will take me a couple minutes to actually go there and do it. And I just instantly wanted to do the water there, but there's a reason why we give the dogs better water, and he's just trying to kind of check out why I would choose to do something, and also do something where it's only like part of the job instead of doing all of the job. And it's not just so much about the dog's water, it's just like other parts of my life. Like there's other parts that I could be slacking on. So why even do that full action? And I think it's so wonderful to actually like break down and start looking at that. But yeah, the action of not doing that. But in the moment, like I have a moment where I can either be like, oh, here's a great learning opportunity for me. And sometimes no problem at all. I just slide right into that. I can absorb the information that's at hand. But there's other times where let's say I'm a little bit more like anxious, if you will, and I will struggle with that. So I'm already slightly distorted. So any view off of that perspective will kind of send more of a spiral, and I'll just kind of shut down with that. And so it really is. Yeah, it's an interest. Like, so when I take the concept of the beforehand, already going into the situation, if I just took the pause to the next step, it was like going from doing this show. I need to make sure that I then am going to the next dimensional reality. Like we're constantly changing into different portaled realities. Like when I stop this show and I choose to go outside, and right now, like Joey and Lucinda and Kala are sitting outside. If I go out into that space, it is a whole other dimension out there than what's happening right here. Sitting here just having this dialogue with you guys. So it's very fascinating. Oh, so anyway, so it's just really like finding that balance where it's like I'm in this position, now I'm going to the next one. Keep awareness. Where am I at? Am I feeling more anxious? Am I nervous, or am I excited? Where am I at? And then choose to take the next step. But if I just choose to just go headlong into something, I am losing awareness of my surroundings. And then I feel like, oh, I got caught for doing something bad and wrong. And now I'm like that 6-year-old being scolded. And in no way am I the 6-year-old being scolded. I'm not even the 6-year-old anymore. I'm not even in that reality anymore. So when really it's bringing in these tools that anything is possible. Sure, war could happen, but it's more unlikely, especially when you build your life like this, that it is happening other than inside of here, and really then going, that's not real, right? And those parents and how they scolded, they're not here anymore. It's only me doing that. And there's also things that I talk about with this, because you're on habituation. There's the addictions that go behind it. You're addicted to the cortisol that's being released. You're addicted to the other aspects of that, and stopping that. And that's why like doing the meditation yesterday was so huge, so that you can learn how to balance your chemicals, so that you know that you're refining your tools as you go along. So that leads into the principle 8. Which is, you are stronger than you think. I did that. I control V, control C. Okay, so in all like slight fairness to this, like I don't know, like Zach's keyboard literally does not. He's used it so much that he has not, like there's not the letters on it anymore, and it's not like I can type without looking at the letters. It just is like, which one is it? Like there's just, I don't even know if you can see this. Maybe I can try. There's random letters on there, but not the ones we're doing. But anyway, on the day they ordered, on the day they are ordered out to battle, your soldiers may weep. Those sitting up, bedewing their garments. Oh, oops, sorry, garments, and those lying down, letting their tears fall down their cheeks. But let them once be brought to bay, and they will display the courage of Chu or Ku. Or a coup. I don't know how to say the Kuei, to be honest with you, but really, even if you get to the point where you're afraid and you're feeling the emotions and it's scary to do this, or whatever it is, you're spiraling in your depressions or you're spiraling in your pain, that when we are placed inside that battle, we're badasses, actually. We really can enact that change. We are not trapped in that space. And even if you see a soldier, the soldier or aspect of that, this is it's a kind of like, if you will, honoring the emotion. It's a weird one. Like, some people will say, "Oh, I honored the emotion," and they've been honoring the emotion for like several days now, or like even like several hours. I don't think that, like, going into long stretches of honoring your emotions, like, this is depressing your system. And this is why I'm saying, yes, honor the emotion, feel the emotion. And if that means you have to weep about it for a moment, that's all right. But then bring in that logic right away. This is your next step. And then bring back the emotion. Now, how do I feel about it? Has this changed it? Is there a solution within this place now? Nope. Then you go back to the logic. What is it? And oftentimes it's like fear, false evidence appearing real, or these habituations. Know that there's always a solution inside of the riddle. And yes, so yes. And then this gets to the last principle, you guys. Appreciate, enjoy, and nurture peace. So with that, there we go. There is no instance of a country having benefited from prolonged war. It is only one who is thoroughly acquainted with the evils of war that can thoroughly understand the profitable way of carrying it on. So, really what I hear is, you guys, we have shadows, and these things are going to happen, in the sense that that's just part of healing. And if we don't take that time to stop and enjoy and find our own peace and appreciate the fact that this is here, like, it doesn't, there's profit in the war of going and battling your shadow. No, we are not going to do that today. No, we are going to do it different. No, this irritability I'm feeling right now is not the person that I'm looking at. It literally is me. Is this irritability is it true? And no, mostly it's not. If it is, what can you do to affect that change? I mean, if you're sitting and you're in a lot of pain, it can bring about irritability, and that's okay. And being in that space is okay. But hurting yourself and hurting another is not. And there is, like, when it says profitability in war, like no country has that, like, when it comes down to it. But understand how it is profitable for you. If you are going to go to battle with your shadow. Go to battle in the sense of that entity that is there and wanting to pop out and express its irritability, and choose to do it different. And so, yeah, that's kind of like what I got on the concept of kind of just like reading about, like, more into the art of war, and what I was able to glean from it, and what I can utilize in my future to not have my weapons be dulled. I know anytime that I would buy into anxiety, that I am fatiguing myself. I'm not operating at the highest vibration, and therefore the vibration that I will be sending out is not, well, it's not going to be building what I want, and in fact it will be building an inverse to that. And that's also kind of like a lie, because it is building what I want. It's building this other aspect that I obviously wanted more. This is something that, like, right before I like went to the jungle and I was doing all the research on ayahuasca, and there was a curandero there that was telling the guy, you wouldn't have this if you didn't want it. And I was like, whoa. And I think it was something about like being raped and all this kind of like this, not him being raped at that moment, but like this thing that he wasn't letting go of. I mean, it was pretty, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was just like, whoa, who would want that? That's insane. But at the same time, if it's there, you want that. And it's like if you stuff your issues, they go into your tissues, and it's a hard thing to palate. But there's been reasons that this has been going on for so long, and until you actually make the decision, no, I want to have it this way more. The thing that this has been creating is just pain and agony, and the negative emotions. It's really like. Yeah, it's literally making the decision that you want this other way more, and staying to that, and being prepared. So know that every time you take a step, it's like if we made every decision like our life depended on it, because it does, we would enact very, very differently. But every decision that we are making matters, and we matter, and we're made of matter. There's a reason this word crosses all of those planes. So what you are creating externally into your reality is what you're also creating inside. And so when you sit for long periods of time in depression, you're not only just depressing the one energetic system, but you're depressing the as above, so below. And you're sending that out into your reality. You are magnetizing that. You're telling the universe, I want more of this. Because the universe doesn't communicate on right or wrong, good or bad, or no. It doesn't even know the word no. So if you're sitting there and you're looping these things in your mind, it is creating that for you. It's just here to serve you. So being able to see different perspectives, like pulling out these different 9 principles from the art of war. And sometimes there is war. And guess what? You are a badass and you can get through it. I learned this on a very, very intimate level, as I told you before, like my story that I just shared with you a few days ago. Like, I have been there, and I pulled myself up from the trenches, and there are aspects that I'm still pulling myself up from, but I am willing, and I am holding myself accountable to that. And that's why I talk about it here on the show with you guys, and I talk about it with Zach, and I bless his heart, you guys, seriously. Like, you know, I just like I just want to choke up. I just have somebody that is on a constant, like, always being kind and always being caring and always like doing stuff like helping me get this show set up and teaching me about the computers and more of that information like at my fingertips all the time. And to even project something out into that reality is like well, you talk about like the shame and guilt. The fact is like if I just stayed always in shame and guilt, I would not be able to transcend this. So I'm looking for the answers and the solutions on how to do it different. And I would say awareness is key, staying disciplined to that, seeing what you want more and holding that in your vision. And with every step you take, know that you are entering a new place. I talked about this before as well, is that I always step forward with my right foot. I've looked esoterically, you know, also like pre-Nubian, Egyptian hieroglyphs, masons, they all step forward with their right foot. There's a reason behind that. Stepping forward with your right foot is stepping forward to your future. You're constantly making a decision. No, I am forward thinking. I am future thinking. So every time I step through a doorway, or it's like I'm standing here talking to you, and then I go and take a step, my first step I'm taking is with my right foot, because that's what I'm creating. If I step forward with my left foot, I'm stuck in my past. I'm rooted in my past. I'm creating more of my past. And that's not what I want to do. And also, when you step into a new space, like into the grocery store, you're literally entering a whole new dimension, a whole new reality. And everything that you're going to be attracting, you want it to be forward thinking, future thinking, not what you're thinking about from the past. And so that you can step forward and be present in your now and see what it's trying to show you. And so, yeah, so that was some of my thoughts today. I don't know how well it was communicated. I just know that communicating them, which I'm doing, is part of the journey. For a long time, it was very difficult for me to communicate. Like even going from like having a seized brain to that degree, 1 to 7 seizures a day, left me very mentally retarded. Um, like literally. And so the speech, writing, a bunch of aspects I had to relearn to do. And it was a journey in and of itself. And so even now, like if I ever have any insecurities or self-doubt, sometimes it doesn't flow easily. But the truth is that I still do it, and I'm still meeting myself, and I'm making action towards it. And I can say certain things trippingly on the tongue, which makes me think of Hamlet. It's a soliloquy from Hamlet. Speak the speech I pray you as I pronounce it to you trippingly on the tongue. So, yeah, I mean, it's a journey, but one that I'm very grateful for, and one that I meet myself with all the time. And I do the work. And the universe knows, and it sends me stuff all the time, and I'm prepared. And even if there's the moments where I'm not so prepared, I know that I have the tools in order to affect the change. And like, I mean, there's so many aspects, like speaking the truth all the time, not manipulating my reality, not making assumptions. Assumptions is a big one, guys. Assumptions are going to get you and me tripped up all over the place. Speaking your truth, like I said, Zach is the most honest guy I've ever met in my life, and I've just never heard him tell a lie. I've never caught him in a lie. I've never seen him lie. He programmed that right out of himself. Even at times that any normal person that would be out there would end up telling a lie, he just does not. And so some people will meet him and go, "Oh, that's a little harsh," and it's not. It just is speaking the truth. And if it resonates as harsh to you, it's because it's bringing something to light, and there's something that's kind of getting discordant within that space. You are this magnificent light being, and you literally anything that becomes decoherent in your space, you destroy when you are being the governor of your reality. If not, these different entities and irritations and other people's energies, which like are contagious. You know, when somebody walks into a room in a bad mood, you can feel that person walk into the room with a bad mood. It's contagious. So watching what you're putting out, but also what is being attracted to you. So if you're constantly staying aware, you can experience the space that you're in. It's farther than empathy. Empathy is feeling what another person feels. Feeling the space is far more. And knowing how to navigate it, showing up to the field before the battle even begins, not trying to catch up to the battle so you're fatigued, making sure that your tools are sharpened, and measure that twice before you make the cut. And it's there's so many coins inside of that space. So many deep things within the art of war. But there's a reason that these books are out there and people continue to try and translate them. This I think this was written in Chinese, and it was very, very difficult to translate, and even still to this day it's not probably translated to its fullest. But there is good nuggets that are there and at our hand. So yeah, this has been a very, very cool day to learn about, and it's a cool day to be able to just share it and just kind of be authentically who and what I am, and just be able to say it's okay. It's okay if I got something twisted, and it's okay that I perceived that I did something wrong. But what is not okay is the continued process to beat myself up over it, because I know I will get another opportunity. And it isn't a war if I don't perceive it as a war. And it isn't, it's kind of like that duality of, like, it's more like seeking the bliss state instead of, wanting to always just have peace. That means if you're going to experience the peace, then you also must experience the war. But right now, we are at war, and we've been at war for quite some time. And there's been a battle that we're just now shining new lights on. And that's really rad. And that's really rad that you're here and looking. And that's really rad that you're here and listening, because you help me. And I hope that I help you. I know that many people reach out and say very, very kind and awesome things. And we are. Thank you, Sammy. We are all learning all of the time. And that's what's so rad. And do the digging and do that work and be kind to yourself, because it's important. It's important. And like I said, we're going to have our hearts weigh as light as a feather, because we love ourselves. And therefore we can love all those that are around us. We can perceive it. And it comes down to a perception and a sound, a frequency. So we're tuning our frequencies. And that's why doing like your chakra tunings and not buying into the depressed state, resting when it's time to rest, so that you can prepare, so that you can see, is very, very cool when you make those choices for yourself. And it starts with, the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning. Where are you at? Where did you come from? Sometimes we have really horrible nightmares, and if you don't remember your dreams, you don't know where you came from. You don't know what dimension you were just at. And so there could be quite a lot of trauma. Love yourself, man. You might have just been battling some huge war inside of that space. Give yourself a great big hug and stretch out that energy. It's not about a distinct yogic yoga is so much farther than just like the westernized idea of yoga. This is yoga. This is part of that. But stretching the body out so that the energy can get flowing is very, very helpful. And lying with yourself and your body and just making the movements. There's a reason you stretch the way you do in the morning. This is noetic. This is listening. This is intuition. Like, where is that space that needs to be stretched? Where else am I feeling it? And you follow that journey and you follow that path. And it is amazing what will happen when you're not all stopped up with your energy, so that it can just flow freely. And so like what is happening first thing in the morning. And like I said, it's you could do all of the preparation you want, but once you're in that very moment, it's who are you when it matters the most. And what actions are you putting out there? It doesn't matter all the things you want to say and do. This is like sorries, for example. Sorry actually means that you'll never do it again. And so it's very interesting. Like with Zach, it's like, I've had to learn that. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. But I can't say I'm sorry unless I will never, ever, ever do that again. Or it's just lies. It literally is reinforcing the lies. I used to, like, when I was on the road, I used to go get these fun little jobs so that I could learn to cook. And then I was like very isolated. So really the only person I was communicating with was like Zach at times. So it was very helpful for me to like go and just, well, I, I needed more social interaction, and then I also wanted to refine my robot skills, and there was all these reasons. But I would go get these jobs, like I cooked breakfast at this like the little Bavarian village in Leavenworth called the Enzian Inn, and so I would go and work their breakfast, and I would like have a bunch of different kinds of social interactions, and and like at that space, I would see like how many people would just say sorry all the time, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry," and then they would continue to keep doing the same thing, but they would think that that was just like the kind thing to say, but it's really giving your power away and also enforcing the liar. So it was just very strange for me to like kind of be in his face and then realize that we so often step out and say things that we don't fully actually mean because we're not going to make the effective changes to change it. Like if you're not going to pull in the awareness and you're going to keep like walking through the door without, checking if somebody's coming through the door at the same time, then are you really sorry? No, it's more of like an excuse me. There's there's other things to say in that space, and it's okay. Like if you don't want to do that, that's okay. It's not a negative. It's just that what are you saying and doing in life that is well, I want you to have all of your power and I want me to have all of my power. So I would just watch and observe people in their like environments. And it was really rad to do that. It was really rad to have like some other kinds of jobs that I never thought about doing before. I was always just on that like healing aspect, like, oh, this is the only work that I do. So it was very fascinating too. Like even like going from like the energetic exchange, like it is like hard work to do some of these jobs that I tried to do, like for the physical body, even for the mind, and being kind and courteous to people that are being flat out rude, and like like there's just like all of these other aspects, and then what can you learn from that space? And it is like the constant learning and humbling of self, and it's really actually quite rad. And so yeah, those are my thoughts on that stuff today. I wonder, there's not like a whole lot of people in here today, but I hope that everyone is out enjoying the beautiful weekend. I don't really like every day is like the same day, so it's like whether it's Saturday or whether it's Monday, it just all feels like the same. How is it for you guys, I wonder? Do you celebrate kind of like the weekends? You're like, oh, the weekend's here, and then have certain routines that you do for the weekend. Do you guys work regular jobs, or I wonder like how that is for you guys. For me, it's just like kind of like another day. But I know like sometimes I wonder if like the people that aren't like viewing, like if there's not as many, which I pretty much has normal consistent ones, but there's been some days that were lower, and one was like during Memorial Day weekend kind of thing, and so I figured there's probably a lot of people out doing other things. Thank you. You have just helped me understand something from today. Oh, good. I'm very glad. That makes me feel very good, Sammy. I love you, and I care about you, and I care about all of you guys, and perhaps other people are going to come back and watch this video, and I care about them too, every one of them. I really want to change the world, but first that starts with me, and that starts with you. And when we come together, we're like a family. We're creating our families. I talked to like somebody the other day, like that was struggling kind of with the concept of their siblings. Like they wish that their brothers could be in their life. And I get that. Like I wish, that my siblings would be in my life, or certain like family or certain people. But to be honest, like I recognize that the universe has a funny way of bringing people that are the higher dimensional versions of those people, if you will. Like I have one girl in my life that looks very much like my sister, like very much. Like at first it was really weird to talk to her. Like she'd be certain angles, and it would evoke like me really missing my sister. And I knew, I'm like, but don't miss this, because this is like probably the higher version of your sister. And sure enough, she's in my life, and she kind of listens to me like my sister and sends me funny memes like my sister would, and kind of does these things. And so even like right down to the looks of the people that can come into the reality are like this. But if you're only boxing it in, saying, no, it must be these people. It was like when I had been taking care of my sponsor when she was dying. She had all these people that wanted to come and visit her, and she's like, ooh, I don't like that one. I want it only to be these people. How dare it not be these people that came to come and see me, you know? And it was just like so boxed in, and I was just like, it just like changed my perspective, you know, like the mirrors. Where am I doing that in my life? It wasn't her, like sweet Bobby. She was trying to get the best she could at the time, and she, you know, I'm grateful for that experience, and I honor her for what she showed and taught me. But I also knew very much that I needed to go and help myself and let her go down that path that she was on. And I parted ways from that, and it was strong. It was a strong thing I did for myself. But she definitely shone lights on the aspect of like, well, who did I want to be at the end of my life? How was that? And how am I boxing people in? Like, no, it can only be these. And then I'm limiting myself from the beauty of all the people that can be in my life today. And now I have profound and awesome people like Zach and like Joe and like Lucinda and Kala. Like, it's really cool. And Sierra, who popped in here sometimes. It's not that I don't, like, it's some of my friends I don't talk to all the time, or as often as I do with people that are living in this space. I'm the same as you. It's a new day, whatever day it is. And yeah, Sammy, we have so many similarities. I love you. Yeah, the concept that I really like, this whole awakening. Are we really ever awake? Like like there's a lot of belief that we're in a dream, and it's more like a dream as opposed to like if you even get into like simulation theory and an illusion and all that kind of stuff. And so really like, or not just a dream. I think I'm trying to go more down the line of like before you go to bed, like when you go to bed at night, like I think it's like the Hindu belief. I can't remember where this comes from. It's some Eastern culture. Now I don't think that really matters, but the concept is that every night you go to bed, you die, and when you wake up, you're a whole new person. You're reborn again. And I would tell you that I really think that's true. And whether you're like reborn and you're awake, or, you know, whether this is a dream, that's kind of the point. The main point that I was making within that is that it is a new day, whatever it is. And just being able to love and meet yourself there. You say, right there. Every day you say something that resonates from my day. It's helping me to process things. Oh, good, Sammy. Good. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And just like you coming in here even yesterday and sharing, like it resonates with me. And like I said, we're not alone. And there's a reason that we're all coming together when we're coming together. And it's rad. And I love you too, Willow. I love you guys so much. And it's just, you guys are helping me. You help me so much. And even like sharing this like podcast and like, it just, it's that it's like being here, being in the space and experiencing it, and learning, and the personal conversations that we've had. I do. I love you guys, and I love that you put a bee in there. I definitely have seen bees and wasps today. Something that's neat about the bees and the wasps, we haven't kind of shared this, but throughout the day they have different colored flowers that they go to, and I think it's kind of like based off of the vibration of the different chakra systems. They just like they vibrate on they gravitate on different times of days, different color flowers. All of them do, and I think that's really rad. Like sometimes I'll go out and the pollen on the bees' legs will be yellow, and the next time they'll be orange. You know, so I'm gonna take some water really quick. Yeah. Definitely. I think that the balance of both the wasp and it's funny. I was going to say wasp hornet. They're kind of in the same. And the bee. It's balancing that. Like, you have the predator, and then you have kind of the non-predator. Losing the word right there. but the lover, the one that is not destroying life, or preying onto that, and that's both of us. That's us, and I think about the condor and the eagle. You know, um, one preys upon life, and the other eats the death. They're all there. All of the aspects of duality are also in the animal kingdom, and I'm so grateful that all of all of the critters are here to help assist us. And I definitely saw a hummingbird today, and the hummingbird is just bringing about that joy. And there is joy in this life, even in doing the shadow work, and not yeah, it wasn't afraid. Like in the animal medicine, when we read it, it was talking about how the hummingbird will leave when things are kind of like decoherent in its space. And I'll definitely say that the hummingbird stays strong. I think that it continues to come to remind me that this life that I have created is filled with joy and filled with all the things that not only could have I ever dreamt of, but more. And it's even getting greater and greater in that creation. And we get to do that together, you guys. And it says a lot, to come here all the time and meet yourself every day. It's easy to go into self avoidance. It's easier to do that. And every day that you make the choice to show up into a space that's only really bringing about the concept of healing yourself is you buying into yourself and creating more of that. And you don't always have to agree with everything that I say. In fact, I would hope you wouldn't, because that also makes you unique. And I am always here to learn as well. It's not just this concrete way, an idea, or like what I was trying to figure out of these 9 principles of the art of war. It's just like, here is what, I've kind of discovered so far. I could tell you that going into depression is not something, or even suicidal thoughts that I had before. This is not actions that, or I don't have that in my mind. When it comes, like if it was to pop up, it's like, no, that like the logical side of my mind literally undoes that. I mean, granted, depression can depress down the system, but I mean that whirling vortex of depression where you can't pull yourself out of bed because of it. There's like these different layers that like I can't go back there. Like even if it was like no matter how horrible or perceived loss, like it was like I've done that like like during that time, like 3.5 years ago, where it was like my friend that had died, and then 2 weeks later my cat, who had been 12 at the time, ended up being killed by Sasha and Red Dog, which were Zach's dogs. And then like just going through this journey of depersonalizing and learning how to love or express love for animals that killed another animal that you loved. It was a mind fuck to try and like unwind that. Like I loved these dogs very much. I had just saved Sasha's life through that huge meditation that I had also shared, where for the 3 days I meditated upon her, and now she's killed my cat, and everything comes with a price and a cost. But yet to like navigate navigate that, even loving something that has killed something, and then yeah, it just goes on and on. Like the people that I thought were my friends, like I had illusions around that, or what friends were, or what friends looked like. I had to reconceptualize that. I thought, like, yeah, I had to completely reconceptualize that. Even like when it came to my teachers, like from school, like I thought for sure that they would have some kind of care, like, oh man, what is actually going on, and reach out in a way that I just didn't necessarily experience. And even if they had, I don't think I could have accepted that. Um, like everyone, yeah, I felt like I had lost everyone that I loved, even my family. They thought that I had abandoned them, which in turn I essentially did, and I abandoned them so that I could heal the abandonment. But yeah, like there was even a time where when my dog had been, it went like on and on, like trying to learn about love, and I was just in the deepest levels of depression, and learning to pull myself out. Like I really can honestly say that when I share that with you, like how proud I am and how far I've come. And I remind myself of that when I tell these stories. And when I go into my past, it's not like trying to do it in a way of trauma sharing, if you will. I want to do it in a way of saying I have compassion, love, and care. And there's parts of my life that I think are beneficial to share. But it all happened for a reason, and I gave all of that to the universe. I didn't lose it. I gave it back. And now I have, like, even when I did that meditation, like, so here my dog got kidnapped during all of that space. Like, that was I think that was like one of the last final straws of like the dog getting kidnapped. And then I stopped talking for a week, and in that week, my parents accused Zach of kidnapping me, and called the police. But they called the police after after I had FaceTimed my mom, but I was in such grief that I literally couldn't speak. I like literally couldn't speak. And so I would write what I needed to say. And Zach was trying to communicate with my family and explain to them what was going on with me. And I had gone to the hospital at this point. Like, I'd had this seizure and I just stopped speaking. And the doctors, like, I thought for sure they were going to admit me into the psych ward. You guys, like, literally, I packed a bag and I was like, I guess I'm going. Oh, crap. Because I didn't want, like, any medicine. I wanted to, like, be able to do it myself. But at the same time, I was like, this is crazy, you know? And in that space, like, so I guess in some way it was like I had a medical document and it was very helpful for talking with the police. But yeah, I mean, even my family did like crazy things to that level, even though it's like, here I am, like, no, this is where I'm at and I'm working on healing. My family just couldn't understand, but they couldn't understand. They couldn't be there. Like, had I chosen to go and try and be with my family, I wouldn't have survived it. I literally would have been dead today. But I did. I healed like the most suicidal ideations, the most lowest amounts of depression, and learned to pull myself out, learned to speak, learned to have like confidence in what I was saying. And it was a journey to do that. And I'm grateful again that we have this platform where we can all come together and do it. It's really rad. It's helping me to keep on track by tuning in, literally, and tuning in. That is awesome. Good, Sammy. Good. And stopping me from hiding. I'm so determined to have better love. Yes. Yes. And I know you're in England, man. So the time there is like you probably haven't even been to bed yet. I don't know. It's probably like 3 or 4 a.m. or something crazy there. And here you are with us. Here you are with us. And it is so rad. And it's awesome. And that you do it live. Like, you could make the choice to go back and watch the videos, but you don't. You come in here and you share your energy with us. And that is so valued, Sammy. Like, I see that. It gets me choked up. Like, I don't know if you can see. Like, I'm seriously choked up with that. And yeah, it's rad. It's really rad. So, okay. So let's talk about the animals that we want to pull into our space. I think we should do some meditations. Is there anything that you guys want to share about your own days that's on your heart and mind? I know, Sammy, you're sharing stuff. That's awesome. Willow, I love you. But we could discuss anything you'd like, but we could also go into the meditation. And I wanted to do a sacral chakra meditation as we go back up the chakra system. And definitely pull in the animals. I like pulling in the idea of the bee. Oh. I know what one I want to pull in too. I saw a bat last night, you guys. Grabbing my animal medicine book. I wonder if it's in here. Do you have bats, Sammy? I bet you do. They go all over. But do you have bats in England? I would be interested to know. 1:20 a.m. Okay. All right. Now that I guess it's the 4 o'clock time, I know 1:20 is like totally late and I still honor that. Oh, but still, yes, bat. Still, actually, I was surprised because I literally did think it was like this other time, but at the same time, man, that is really, like, when you're tuning in, that really pretty much means that you're tuning in at midnight. Huh. That's really awesome. Like, you start your day, if you will, your new 24 hours with us. And thank you. That is awesome. And yes, you do have bats. Cool. I think bats are rebirth. 42. It's right here, which is a 6. 6 has been coming up a whole lot. 205. Oh, I was also, no, it's okay. 205. 6, 7, because it's the 42 and on page 7. So bat is rebirth. Yeah. Sacred bat flew to me from the darkness of the cave, womb-like reflections, answers it gave. Birth, death, rebirth, cycles of the whole, never ending, just eclipsed the journey of the soul. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Oh, what did you say over here before I go on? I don't know why you keep popping up. I can't click. There's something here that pops up, but I think if I push the over arrow, it will click me over. It's a WhatsApp message. Oh, there we go. It's gone. That pops up on Zach's computer, and right at the bottom, it's for the comments there. I'm sure I heard a bat last night. What? Of course you did. The bats are totally here. Totally here. And Willow, you have bats too up where you're at. I'm pretty positive, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. You can say yes or no if you want. So rebirth. Steeped in the mystery of Mesoamerican tribal ritual is the legend of Bat. Akin to the ancient Buddhist belief in reincarnation in Central America, Bat is a symbol of rebirth. The bat has for centuries been a treasured medicine of the Aztec, Toltec, Tolucan, and Mayan peoples. Bat embraces the idea of shamanistic death. The ritual death of the healer is steeped in secrets and highly involved initiation rites. Shaman death is a symbolic death of the initiate to the old ways of life and personal identity. The initiation that brings the right to heal and to be called shaman is necessarily preceded by ritual death. Most of these rituals are brutally hard on the body, mind, and spirit. In light of today's standards, it can be very difficult to find a person who can take the abuse and come through it with the balance intact. But that's us, you guys. We're healers. We're them. The basic idea of ancient initiations was to break down all the former notions of self that were held by the shaman to be. This could entail brutal tests of physical strength and psychic ability and having every emotional button pushed hard. Taunting, the spitting on the initiate was common and taught him or her to endure the duress with humility and fortitude. The final initiation step was to be buried in the earth for one day and to be reborn without former ego in the morning. I have seen that. Have you guys seen that? Like where they actually, like even people, like you could go down to Central America and actually go through ceremony where you are buried. That was something that I could have gone through when I was down there, but I did not. I did not get myself to the point of being buried all night in the Amazon jungle to all by myself laying there. I did not. I just think about even being bit by that bullet ant. I do. I can sense. I even have fear. Like I can feel like I fear that. That means that perhaps someday I do that for myself. It would be a very interesting thing to do. Oh, anyway, the basic idea of ancient initiations. Oh, wait, I just read that. The ritual is very similar to the Night of Fear practiced by natives of Turtle Island. In this ritual, the shaman-to-be is sent to a certain location to dig his or her grave and spend the night in the womb of Mother Earth, totally alone, with the mouth of the grave covered by a blanket. Darkness and the sounds of animals prowling quickly confront the initiate with his or her fears. Yeah, not even being able to itch your nose. As the darkness of the grave has its place in this ritual, so does the cave of Bat. Hanging upside down is a symbol for learning to transpose your former self into a newborn being. This is also the position that babies assume when they enter the world through the womb of a woman. If Bat has appeared in your cards today, it symbolizes the need for a ritualistic death of some way of life that no longer suits your new growth pattern. Dude, is that not so true? It's so good. So good. This can mean a time of letting go of old habits and of assuming the position in life that prepares you for rebirth, or in some cases, initiation. In every case, Bat signals rebirth of some part of yourself or the death of old patterns. If you resist your destiny, it can be a long, drawn out, or painful death. It can, you guys. Like, you can't avoid it. The universe is always asking you to grow and become your future. To do so, you must die the shaman's death. So that is rad. In contrary, if bat is still hanging upside down in the cave and immersed in darkness, you have met its contrary medicine. This position leads to stagnation of the spirit and refusal to acknowledge your true destiny, which is always to use the talents you have to the fullest. Is there some area of your life that has dammed up and therefore stopped your desire to create? If so, look at surrendering to the death of the stagnation. That can also imply that in the reversal of your natural cycle of rebirth, you are trying to go at life in a backwards mode. This is a breech birth in a sense. This type of occluded understanding of how to go about freeing yourself can lead to a stillbirth if you struggle too long in the birth canal. The final outcome can be death of the body. Some people think themselves into a corner with obstacles that are illusionary. Oh my gosh, this is so true. By the time they decide what to do, the opportunities are gone and old age is upon them. All of their dreams have passed them by. Reverse Bat says to use your mind, courage, and strength to ensure uneasy labor and quick delivery into your new state of understanding and growth. Surrender to the new life that you have created from thought and desire and bravely greet that dawn. If you are concerned with today and tomorrow, but not much further, you may forget to see further down the road. Tribal teachings say that you are responsible for future generations because you are the ancestors of the future. Whatever you do today will affect the next 7 generations. It's like every decision, it's going to say it, isn't it? Every decision, every thought is to create a state of stagnation or rebirth for those that follow you on the good red road. It's like I was saying, every decision we make, if we made it like our lives depended on it, because it does. If you are blocking yourself, you may be blocking the generations to come. Bat flies at night, and in the night are born your dreams. These are the dreams that build future civilizations, so nourish them well. And these are like also the future civilizations inside your body. Like if you think every cell has consciousness, every like part, it has its own communities. It like they fornicate, they defecate, they fight, they do all that stuff inside there too. Every one of those are little mini yous, gazillions of them, countless. And they're all here to help. And so here's our future generations. Here's our cellular structure. So let's rebirth our cellular structure with our meditation today. Let's code it with all of the love and all of the joy and the peace and the knowledge and know-how that we need in order to navigate the next indicated right step, to hold awareness within this space, to take each step with our right foot forward. I love it. There are bats here. Never seen one. What, Willow? You have never seen a bat? Whoa. Okay. Wow. Well, perhaps when you come for a visit, because you're totally going to come for a visit at some point, we will totally see bats. We will try and go to locations for sure they'll be here. We'll just summon them in. We'll do something. We got it. So there are bats there. So perhaps even doing this meditation, we'll end up summoning in a bat, and you'll end up seeing one for the first time because you actually have them there. So that would be really, really cool. Like you come on and you're like, guess what? No wonder I actually saw one. That's so cool. And really quite amazing. I guess I've seen so many bats in my life that I've taken that for granted. I just kind of thought perhaps bats were everywhere. So we have the bat medicine today, and let's go to the bee. And if any of you have another one you'd like to pull in too. Where are you? Oh, was bee not in here? Was it the dragonfly medicine? Yeah, that's what it was. So let me do this. T. Oh, funny. It pulled up beetle. I don't know if you guys said another one, but yeah, you didn't. The beetle is also a totem of rebirth. So let's do this one too. The beetle, if your animal totem indicates communication and change will happen, but not overnight. As a spirit animal, the beetle is a good teacher about life. This is just, here we go. Let me click on this one. Ah, I like it. I like this one. I pulled up because it can go. It has a little quote on it. Oh, oh, it did it. And now I'm thought it was the other one. I need to pause before I do that. Here we go. So it says, look at things from a different direction without confining yourself to the preconceived ideas of what is beautiful and what is ugly. I like it. In this case, beetle symbolism is asking you to make changes in your life that do not necessarily comply with you being true to yourself. In other words, the beetle meaning is letting you know that you must evaluate the situation in its entirety so that you can find a way to compromise. The presence of this spirit animal means that change will come whether you want it to or not. Moreover, the beetle meaning shows you that compromise is the only way that you can maintain your integrity and beliefs. More than likely, this entire predicament is related to an ongoing unresolved family situation. Unfortunately, it requires your participation even though you have been able to maintain some distance. Thus, the beetle meaning insists that you must find a way to remove yourself from the drama. Only then can you be a harbor of sanity amid the insanity. Alternatively, the beetle symbolism is giving you notice of favorable outcomes to the current difficulties you are now facing. Therefore, things are now rolling to a close. By maintaining your integrity, things will soon resolve. I like that. I like that. That is really good. I like it. Let's pull in the beetle and the bee. So we'll do the bat, the beetle, and the bee. The 3 bees. Let's do the 3 bees. I like it. This one says Native American medicine. Beep. This one is maybe. Oh. I'll just read it. Because I opened it first. There's a reason I did. Bee people are learning to be diligent, industrious, and to work cooperatively with their own community. Bee may have come to you regarding the community of your family, coworkers, or humanity. Bee serves as a very important purpose for the environment as a whole by pollinating flowers, plants. Therefore, they are called pollinators, which means they transfer pollen from the stamen of a flower to the tip of the flower. Their treat is the nectar within the plant. And you know, inside my mind right now, you guys, I was thinking we should allow the bee to go from like the different rose bushes. So we create a space of a lot of rose bushes and have the bees come and pollinate for us. Their role is vital to the environment. There are some types of bees that may be solitary, although most bees live in various sorts of communities, families. The most advanced colonies are found among the honeybees and stingless bees. When bee medicine grabs your attention, it is reminding you to work within your community or family and do your part. Bee is a hard worker, and each bee is dependent on the next to support the entire hive community. Bee is mostly concerned with the needs of her intricate hive family. The bee community runs easily and effortlessly due to the perfected communication between all of its members by way of the waggle dance or dance language. Bee will communicate what she has found in the flowering plants to other bees in order to recruit worker bees of the hive to forage in the same area. Bee's message is about communication. I'm going to highlight this. Boop. Oh, it just went up above. Boop. There we go. I'll read it over here now. Control V. Whoops. Okay. Bee message is about communication, working hard, and doing your part to aid the community in which you are a part. There is reward for such hard work, which is enjoying the fruits of your labor, the nectar. So, yeah, let's pull in those 3 things. Oh, you said the blue jay. There are bats. You said the blue jay. Okay. All right. Let's do it. You got another bee for me. Blue jay or the bluebird. Oh, excuse me. I didn't do animal totem. They definitely. So the bold blue jay totem is a stern bird that is symbolic of royalty in the aviary community. They are symbolized by assertiveness, determination, and above all, intelligence, as they are fiercely audacious when dealing with enemies. This causes them to be highly respectful creatures in the animal kingdom. I like it. So, like when we were talking about the art of war, I'm going to copy that and boop. Um, yeah, I like that. Pulling in the medicine of the blue jay, because you said specifically the blue jay, and the blue jay and bluebird have two different medicines, but bluebirds are they're also quite the like predatory bird as well. It says stern bird. This is a symbolic of royalty and aviary community. Yeah, so I think having that determination of the bluebird coming in, having the rebirth of the bat, accepting our own death of the old parts of our egoic selves that are no longer serving us, communicating this to all of our cellular structure, and then planting a rose garden within like our Merkaba void space and having the bees come in and um, pollinate that area. I like it. I like it. And then we'll work with the sacral chakra today because this is all on relationships, the communication, fear, all of that. So again, if you want to do the harmonic toning with it, the harmonics for the sacral chakra is ooh. So it sounds like ooh. And we'll do as above, so below. So we'll go solar plexus, which is the sound of O. Oh. And the root chakra, which is a. Oh. So again, in the circling pattern of that, we'll do the three. Oh. And back up. Oh. Wait, I did that wrong. It's trickery to me. Ooh. Yeah, that ooh didn't, it was funny. Oh. Yeah, so, oh, ooh, ooh, oh. I'll get that within the meditation space. So, yes, so we'll do that today. And we have a few different of the animals coming in. Okay, I'm going to put that guy up. And then, yeah, and if you guys are ready, let's begin. Let's begin to clear our space and work on our hearts and our minds. And today, let's start with our breath. And let's do it different with our breath today. In the beginning, let's start with a few box breaths. And with box breathing, you're going to breathe in for 4 seconds through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to hold that for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful work. Go ahead and take a few breaths, normal breaths. And when you're ready, inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. You're going to inhale crystalline light, positive, healing, crystalline light into your belly, and exhale any dense energy that no longer serves you and send it out through your feet. Inhale the crystalline light and exhale the dense energy out through the root systems of your feet. Think about having a red wiring system and connect it to the earth. And with your exhalations, exhalate the negative, dense energy that no longer serves you here. Beautiful work. And take your tongue and place it on the roof of your mouth. And continue with your breath. And above your head, in your mind's eye, draw a triangle. And then connect the points of that triangle at the base of your feet. And then above your head, below your head, below your feet, connect or draw another triangle. And then connect those points above your head. So now you're sitting within your own made Merkaba. An upside down and right side up triangle. Beautiful. And breathe. Inhale the crystalline light and slough off the dense energy with your exhale. And inside this space, I have placed a box. Go over to this box and take out or take off, open the box and take off any parts of your identity that no longer serve you. Take off the irritable self, the angry self, the frustrated self, the disappointed self, the shameful self, the selves that don't allow you to operate as your authentic self. Take them all off, piece by piece. mask by mask, in this space. You get to be you. Anything that is painful or hard or difficult, place it inside of this box. And then take off your meat suit, your skin suit, and place it inside of that box. And close it. And inside this space, you are this light being, the highest version of you. You are this beautiful you. And breathe in and breathe out. And above your head, I see a beautiful beetle coming in. It has metallic green wings. Do you see it? The wings of love. Look at things from a different direction, it says, without confining yourself to your preconceived ideas of what is beautiful and what is ugly. You are all of this beautiful creature, you. Only you define this space. And the beetle, invite them in. Take the wiring system that is above your head. You have wires, they're crystalline. And they wire up like the wiring system of your DNA. Crystalline light. And connect it to this beetle, to its heart. Look at things from a different direction, it says. And breathe it in. And breathe it down through your crown. And into your third eye, into your mind. We're inside this space. Welcome. It brings help in showing you that it's all a perception. Bringing about the rebirth of you. We're always living and dying and going through. It's all a perception. It's only you. Breathe it in and down your throat. Here it allows you to speak. Speak of the beauty. And breathe it down into your heart. It is here to help and usher in the new birth of you. And it loves you here. It loves you in this space. As it is igniting and rolling forth the sun, as in ancient times, it brings the light. And breathe it in and down into your belly, into your solar plexus, with the brightness of the sun. Thank you, beetle. Thank you for being here and bringing us the information we need to help guide us on this path and shine lights amidst the shadows. And breathe it in and down into your sacral chakra. And here it says, we tune with you. If you'd like to follow along, we're going to say the sound of ooh. Very good. It ignites the orange, the color of the sacral chakra, and circling you with its love and the brightness of the orange. There is nothing to fear. It is your birth. It is an exciting time. And I love you. Beautiful work. And breathe it down into your root, flying down through your legs and down through your feet and down through your wiring systems to the earth. And here it says, let's circle the three: the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. We'll start with the root. Very good. Very good indeed. Breathe it back in. Breathe it back in. And allow it to play in your space. It is here to be and help you see any preconceived ideas of what is beautiful and what is ugly. It's all a perception, my friends. Very beautiful. And now above your head, I see the bat ready to come in and be part of the rebirth. Rebirth with you. Sacred bat, flew to me from the darkness of the cave. Womb-like reflections, answers it gave. Birth, death, rebirth, cycles of a whole, never ending, just eclipsed, the journey of the soul. And breathe it in. There. The bats are so cute. Their faces are adorable. They look almost like a little rodent flying with these wings. And the koan comes, you say you're not blind, but can you see in the dark? Well, a bat cannot see, but it has a sonar and follows the frequency. Attach your wires, more wires from your head to the bat. Connect it to its heart. Your crystalline wire system that is your DNA to bring about the healing and the rebirth of you to the highest and most peaceful version, filled with bliss and filled with joy and filled with love and coherence and kindness and compassion. This is the rebirth of you. So much love. And breathe the bat in. Breathe it in through your crown and into your mind. Quelling your past and healing the traumas that no longer serve you. Those things are dead. We are born anew. And breathe it in and breathe it down to your throat to open up the lines of communication like the sonar, to allow you to navigate within the darkness of the void. And breathe it in, down into your heart. I love you, it says. I love you, I love you. And breathe it in and down into your solar plexus. And here in this space, it calms all your anxieties. It shows you how to communicate within this space, how to see within the dark. And breathe it in and down into your sacrum. Breathe it into this space where rebirth is anew. It is happening to you. Beautiful, you guys. The bat is here, right in your sacral chakra, right where birth happens. And here is where it wants to remain. Here is where it flies. And it sings to you with the sound of ooh. If you would like to join in and sing with it, or sing with me, we'll go ooh. Beautiful, beautiful. And now we bring in the bluebird, the blue jay. It's so magnificent in color. It's always been my favorite bird. I just have loved the blue. And it wants to speak to you, the color of the throat chakra. It has so much to say. The bold blue jay animal is stern bird that is symbolic of royalty in aviary communities in all of the bird kingdom. I see it as the stern one, but it is it's because of what it knows. They are symbolized by their assertiveness, determination, and above all their intelligence, because they are fierce. They are fiercely audacious when dealing with their enemies. They are just viewed as stern. They just speak their truth. And the truth is what sets you free. It's all a perception anyway. This causes them to be such highly respected creatures in all of the animal kingdom because they speak their truth. And breathe it in. And connect your wires into its heart. The crystalline wires of your DNA. Breathe, breathe, breathe it in and down through your crown. Allow it into your space and into your mind. And in your mind, it frees you. It says, here is how you are assertive. Here is how you are determined to create the discipline in order to see, in order to navigate your reality. And above all, you are smart and you are intelligent and you have all that you need. And breathe it into your throat and breathe it into that space and imagine singing your truth and speaking your truth and being the authentic you. And breathe it in and experience the communication, what it's like to say what you mean and mean what you say. and know it. You are so intelligent and so loved, and all the answers are right inside of you. And breathe in the blue jay. Breathe it into your solar plexus, into your gut, where here you know how to navigate with your intuition because you bring in the logic of your intelligence and you're assertive with it and you're determined. And because you know you are listening, you will know the next right step to take. And breathe it in and down into your sacral chakra. Breathe it into that space. And here it wants to speak just like the others. It's so excited. It wants to be part 2 of your beautiful rebirth and recoding of your cellular structure. And here, this is where we recode. And here is where we begin to send out to your cells, out from this space, out into your birthing process. Ooh. Every cell vibrates with this sound. And now we go above. It wants to sing to your heart. Your heart is a sound of awe. Again. I love you, they say. I love you. We're going to go on a journey with all of these beautiful beings as we recode every cell in your body for your rebirth into your new life, into your new you, into the loving space of the authentic you. Inside of your void, inside of your Merkaba, grow your roses. And inside this space, we call in the bee. We call in the bee. Be you, my friend. Be and build your communities. Be you, all of the cellular structures. Be you, authentically you that speaks of love and speaks of kindness and speaks of joy. This is you. Build the roses inside your space. Grow them as the bee comes in to pollinate it and grow more. Bring in more bees and allow the blue jays to fly free and the bats. Nighttime, what is this? Daytime, what is this inside the void? Allow all creatures to fly within these spaces. And the beetle comes with its power of rebirth too. I will play for you, and you grow your space, and you talk to yourselves while the music creates anew. Come back to your breath and just breathe in through your nose and exhale through your nose. Thank you to all the beings that came. Thank you to the bat and the beetle and the blue jay and the bee. Thank you for being here, all of you bees, all of you beautiful beings. I love you. I love you, they all say. I love you, I say. And if you will, you say, I love you. All the power resides within you, right here in this space, here now. Welcome the new you. All your cells are vibrating at a new frequency. And we're doing this together. You are not alone, but only you are. It's you and your perceptions. It's you and your creations. It has always been you. And you are lovely. And you are beautiful. And have the most magnificent heart. And the most keen intuition. And your sight and sound and hearing and smell. And all of your senses. Breathe it in and out into your auric field. Breathe the love out into your reality with all its geometries, out into the world, out into the universe, out into the farthest of galaxies, as far as you could ever conceptualize. And then breathe it back into you. It is here now, here with you in this space. And I love you. I do. Come to you and take your hands and give to yourself. Take your right hand, your giving hand, and put it over your heart. Give yourself the love you so deserve. You are worthy, my friend. You are love. You are powerful and magnificent and grand and blissful and joyful and peaceful and calm and free and liberated within this space. Every step is new, and I love you here. I love you tomorrow. I love you now. And switch your hands to your receiving hand and allow it to cycle through the receiving and giving and the giving and receiving, both all in one space. I love you, I love you, I love you. Coherence is love. Coherence with you. Coherence with the blue jay, and coherence with the beetle, and coherence with the bee, and coherence with the world, and coherence with you. It's beautiful, my friend. You're beautiful. And take a moment to breathe again. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And before you come out, don't forget about the box. If there's anything you'd like to go back and take with you, you can go get it. I like my meat suit. I created it. So I put mine back on. Isn't it beautiful? Yours is so beautiful too. Inside, you are the most magnificent light being. Always. This never goes away. And close your box. And come back. And breathe. And open your eyes. I love you. I love you. If you could take both your arms and wrap them around your body, now that you're back, now that you're here, I'm wrapping my arms around me now too. And the biggest of hugs to each one of you. I love you, and I'm so grateful that you're here and that you're on this journey with me. And that we have the freedom to just be. We have all the tools at our fingertips. We have all the tools inside of us. And you guys are awesome. Thank you. I don't know much more to say other than a couple of you that are here. Like and share this video would be great. And also, don't forget about the Shipibo tribe. They're really wonderful people and need our help. And $4.50 pays for an entire family for a month. And how rad is that to be like, oh, I paid for a whole entire family this month and myself. Down below is the donation information. They're one of the last 7 indigenous tribes, and they are very important for this world, just as we are. And I love that tribe very much, and I'm very grateful for all that they taught me and helped with this massive awakening process with not just myself, but the world as well. So many Westerners have come into their space, and some parts have become reliant on that means. And now that we can't travel there, they need our help, and until we can get there again. So Sammy, Willow, or whoever is left in this space, thank you for being here with me today. Really, I appreciate it. And listening to me going through this. Yeah, it's the 2 of you guys. I felt you. I felt you. I love you. It is my pleasure. And I will be back in here again tomorrow. If you need anything, please reach out. I'm here. I'm here. People reach out to me all the time, and I'll be honest, it helps me. I talked about before how I'd get a bunch of messages, and I still get them, from men and penis pictures and a bunch of, not that it's getting messages from men. Like I have people in here that will reach out to me that are men, but I mean, just like trying to, hey baby, kind of me, and that's not what I'm after. And but it really, it's really rad to actually start getting like, oh, Robert's here too. Oh, that's so interesting. It says it's only 2 people are here. I love, 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 love you. See, that number is just not even accurate. So whatever it's saying, because we have both Willow, see, it's not even accurate. Now I know. That is so funny. So whatever my numbers are saying on the computer aren't real. Well, thank you for being here, Robert. I love, love, love you too so much. And like I'm saying, like if any of you ever need anything, I'm here. And please reach out, and really having dialogue more than the hey baby messages or the ones like, I can't even tell you how long my list is of blocked people. But yeah, I love you, Robert, and I love you, Willow, and I love you, Sammy. Man, it's rad. I'm here, and we're in this journey together. And I will look forward to seeing you guys back in here tomorrow. And I'm going to go get some food now and go hang out with Zachary and maybe some of the other people that are here. And my vibration, like I feel so much better, like literally going into this. And then at the end, like I can't tell you, like I just buzz. I just am buzzing. I don't know, like it's like a buzz and not a shake. Like there's like a shake. It looks like a slight shake, but it's literally a buzz. so fabulous. Like recoding our freaking cellular structure is literally happening as we speak. I love it. Okay, guys, I love you. And I will see you in here tomorrow. And have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night and morning, Sammy. Okay. Bye 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 bye.